staying on the path that I've chosen, straight up. Come my way and I'll see you at the top. 'Cause something's gonna happen in this story.
Hello.
Hi there, I'm Clark Benelli and this is my wife Lynn.
Hi.
And we are full-time RVers.
I'm 42.
And I'm 50. I had a career in law enforcement. I was a police officer for 20 years in California. And we, found ourselves in a, same as everybody else, a downturn market in real estate, and our house wasn't worth what we paid for it. And so we decided my job allowed me to retire at 50 if I put in enough years that I could get out and do something while I was still young enough. And we're adventurous people. We didn't like to be just sitting around the house. And so with all that, we decided to let the bank have the house back, and we went and bought an RV. Well, we moved into this thing full time, but I still had a year left to work. So we lived in a local RV park, and which actually worked out really good because it gave us time to realize what it was like to live in here before we were actually on the road, which I think really benefited us down the road.
Yeah.
There's so many bugs to work out and organizational things that you figure out and stuff that you pack that you don't need, right?
Yeah, it bought us some time to realize that there's not as much storage as we thought. Get rid of some clothes, and we're still kind of local, so we knew where to take it without any kind of problems. Still have yard sales. We had 3 yard sales, so we were able to figure out before hitting the road, and still be in a comfortable location where we knew people that could help us out, that could store stuff for us, or we could have them get rid of it for us. So it was very convenient.
Mostly it was learning about what we really didn't need anymore, because you hang on to so much stuff your whole life. You've lived in houses and normal places where you have lots of storage, so it was an interesting part of that was learning to let go of things, because you just can't take it all with you. So we decided what our basic necessities were, and that was it. So then we hit the road in October of 2012 and never looked back so far.
This is 2008 Winnebago voyage, and it just happened to be something we stumbled on. I see a lot of questions about that online, about what vehicle to purchase, or diesel versus gas and all that. And my first impulse is, you got to know what your budget is, and that's really going to help dictate what you can get into. And so knowing what our budget was for an RV, that's the price range that we looked at. So it was anything within that price range. And so when we got to compare different models and different floor plans, and some of them were the same price but very basic, but it was maybe on a different chassis or a diesel, and so we had to balance out what our trade-offs would be. For comfort inside, it's something that we live in all the time, versus a diesel engine that might be more durable. And I think we lucked out on this model. It's got a very open floor plan for us. It's got a lot of room. I like to do yoga and kettlebells, and I can actually do it inside here, which is kind of nice.
We loved this coach when we bought it, and it had enough room, but as usual, all the motorhomes have the same, you look at the paint job on the outside, well, the inside's the same idea. It's these swirly, swoopy colors that you can't match or do anything with. It's the neutral.
Can't find a pillow or a throw that's going to really go with it.
Yeah, this thing was this burgundy color on the outside, and it was blasted with burgundy everywhere in here. You'll see the couch, is that burgundy color, and it was on all the window treatments and the headboard of the bed, and it was awful. Just bland pressboard walls. We started to feel the cramp a little bit. That it wasn't, we were in an RV. We weren't home. And this is our home now, so it got my wheels spinning, and of course, anything turns into a can of worms. And the carpet, we ripped that out. The carpet looked like hell.
Yeah, the carpet came out immediately. There were holes in the carpet from where the dinette was attached, so
stuff
really
you don't expect. You don't know how these things are put together, so you kind of learn that as you go. And so that evolved in replacing the flooring, and then it was paint. It was like, I was always afraid of that, because
he was afraid that anything that we did permanent would take the value away. So if for some reason we decided that this wasn't for us anymore.
You're thinking resale, you want
Yeah.
to sell this thing kind of how you found it, and somebody wants an RV, it's an RV. But at the same time, that was the thing. We wanted to turn it into a home and have it, with our personalities and whatnot. So pick and paint, we just said, let's do it. We've seen all these colors traveling and going, God, that house looks great with those colors and blah, blah, blah. So we just kind of, from places we've been and houses we've seen, we just picked ideas out. Area that we know we want to go to, our bucket list of things that we really want to see or do. And then we'll plan, okay, we're going to go to Austin, Texas, and spend some time and listen to music and going to bars and eating out and hanging out. Well, we know for the month before and maybe the month after, we're not going to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, we go park out in the boonies somewhere or a cheap place for a week or whatever and save that money up because we know we're going to spend it the next month, and then we just take it easy after that and find the next place we want to go that we can't live without doing all the touristy stuff. Our families are spread out, so it's really kind of made it easy for us as far as family's concerned, because her mom's in Alabama, your sister's in New York, I have family in Wisconsin, St. Louis, LA. My daughter lives down in Southern California, and we are from Northern California. So, we saw each other, but not as often as, people that live around and live together in the same town still. So it made it very easy to make that decision because, we see those people a couple times a year as it is, So we actually see them more now than we have because we're driving around visiting everybody than we did before. So it works out well that way.
But I will say, most people view this as a vacation. Most of our friends and family view it as a vacation. They haven't grasped the concept that we actually cook deep meals here, that we don't just eat fast food all the time. Everywhere we go, when we run into somebody, a friend or a family member, when we go visit them in a certain city, they want us to come in, sleep in a real bed, have a real home-cooked meal. And that's great. I'm certainly not knocking that, and that's always a great invitation. But we have normally a fully stocked kitchen here, and everything we need to make really good meals. And
I'm kind of a type A person. I had a little control in my life over the things that I did and happened and money and all that, And letting that go has been one of the biggest rewards in my life, doing this type of lifestyle.
Yeah. And I think
like the rising of the sun, straight up flying through the troubles laid before me. Can't you feel